So in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, we built this frog-light farm, which has some flaws, I'll admit. Having a gander into the farm, you can see that there are only 3 frogs left, and this is because they were able to escape when they jump up. So as you can see, I've put a roof on top of this farm to stop the frogs from jumping out. So a bit of a colossal mistake, but here's what's really interesting. The frogs have jumped out, but then they've disappeared, right? And when heading back to the overworld in this direction, I saw one of the frogs just in front of this portal, and then it hopped through. It seems that the frogs will try and navigate back to the place that they hatched at, even if it's in another dimension. They know how to use the nether portals. Look at that, it just went through. So it's not my plan for today, but at some point we need to come back to this area, revise the whole setup that we've got here, and also set up like a frog breeding area and just make it super easy to get loads of frogs back into our frog lamp farm. And yes, for some reason I love calling these frog lamps, even though they're frog lights. And I think I spent the whole of the last episode calling them frog lamps. Anyways, this won't be the focus of today's episode, but with so many of these frog lamps going around, I figured they could be a path to get over here. So, you want to get to the farm, just follow the frog lamps, and you will get there. So, I have traversed through the nether to a new location. This is a glorious nether portal built by Pearlescent Moon for the communal area where we do all of our shopping. Look at this. It is absolutely stunning, and the reason that we're here today is to do some building of our own. Many of you have pointed out that I'm only supposed to do one of these at a time, and I've picked up 2, so please, no one tell Ren the King, but today we're going to knock one of these out, and that is build a shop that's totally free. So I need to scout in and around this location for the perfect location, as I've got a build that was supposed to be on the humble side, but I actually think turned out to be really awesome. And I was very tempted to put it on this central plot right here. It's some prime real estate opposite the portal, surrounded by some amazing builds, but it's a little bit on the small side, and I think that space should be saved for something spectacular. So we're going to put it in front of Impulse's building over here, or should I say the back of it. If we follow the terracotta blocks, you can see that there's going to be a path around here that leads down the side of it, and my build will fit very humbly into this space here, and it's already cleared out, which saves me a fair bit of work. So here I've set up our plot of land for building. As you can see, it's rather humble compared to what's around it, as this isn't going to be a high-rise building. It's going to be on the smaller side, but I've already gathered up the materials we need for building this. We've got some mangrove wood here, and this was all stuff that I just had like lying around, so I haven't had to do a lot of work. We're going to introduce some deep slate at the ground level, and we're going to have like mud bricks for the walls, and then the top is going to be built out of basalt. Okay then, the floor's in place, and so far a little flat, a little plain maybe? But as we build this up, everything will make sense. And when it comes to so-called randomization of materials on the ground, I've sort of clustered the cobbled deep slate close to these little central areas, and then made a few rules for how I place the other bits of deep slate around here, and so it gives it a pattern that doesn't feel entirely random. And so you might remember that this shop is about giving away stuff for free, right? So it's going to have a fair bit of storage, and that is the essential theme of what we're building here. It's a depot, it's for storing items. So Scar just logged in here, and now he's throwing cookies. What are you playing at, Scar? I think he needs a little hand to get out of there. There we go. Come on, my friend. So as you can see, we have towers of barrels for storing various materials that are going to be free. And you might be wondering, why not chests? You can't fit as many in here. Well, it's because the barrels look really good next to these mud brick walls, so the shape is really nice. And over the back here, we got something a little different going on. This is going to be for like an assortment of other items that are free, whereas these ones are categorized by the block that is at the bottom. Now this next bit is where things really start to happen. We're going to put a roof on this build, and it's going to be like an open build with no walls around the side. Aha, so this thing is the depot, and it's kind of a little bit like a petrol station, right? And some of these views are pretty good, but there is one rather unflattening one, which is when you see the top of it from up here. It don't look so great. But we will be able to correct that. Believe me, we're going to make this thing look gorgeous. And we're going to do that with a little greenery that'll bring this all to life. I need to get rid of this dirt scaffolding over here. Yeah, this thing is really going to pop. But do you want to know why we built a frog lamp farm? It's for the few frog lamps that I need to put in this build. I need one here, one there, and then on the opposite side we need a couple. Provide some nice lighting, and look at how well it fits in with the birchwood. Yeah, this is actually a really cool thing we did in creative mode. We found the best blocks that blend with the frog lights, and they're these three right here. And you know I'm joking about the frog lamps, right? It just happened that we would use a few of those in this build, but doesn't it just feel a little nicer all of a sudden? This is the trick right here, putting a little greenery around the place. If we switch to this view over here, how about that one? It looks great from all over the place, right? Oh, this turned out to be pretty darn fantastic. The vibes now really do feel right for a place where you can go and drop off a whole bunch of regular materials that we tend to accumulate lots of, and that other hermits might be in need of. But before we get to stocking up this place, I do also want to extend the path over there, kind of bring it around, connect it all up right. And I believe that there is a quest for this, and we of course want to get our hands on more of those shards. And since I started recording this episode, like 2 or 3 days have passed, and I need to make a habit of doing these daily quests. So we'll pick one up from here, extend any road by 16 blocks. So, note to self, in this episode, another day will pass and we will do another daily quest. But for now, let's check out the path that I built. There was this intersection over here where we have a smaller type of path. And as you can see, I've done way more than 16 blocks of this thing. And as for the finishing touches with figuring out what goes in the space up to the edge of the road, I think I'm just going to save that for a live stream. That'll be a fun thing to do with all of you live on my Twitch. I'll probably put a thing in the top right corner. So yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitch, and you know what catches people's eyes, right? A nice bright glowing sign. So I've set up some simple instructions. This is a free storage facility for the most commonly accumulated blocks in the game. You can take as many blocks as you like. All I ask is you consider donating a shard for the service. And I'm going to drop this one in as an example into our little donations chest. And with that, we have built a shop that's totally free. And with that, we can head over to this glorious place and deposit the shards we currently have. And just in case you forgot, this is the Ark of the Champs. But to play this, I need my own player head. So before I claim a spot, I guess I need another hermit to go ahead and murder me.
Hello?
Oh, I hear someone. No. Is this Tango's troll? No, you're there. What about now?
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I thought for a moment that I had found Tango's trolling thing when you weren't replying. Some context is required here. Tango has been taking advantage of the custom record discs feature we have on the server. If I go into adjust volumes, you can see here that it works for music discs and also for goat horns. So Tango had been using this for some shenanigans, and he'd also... What? Oh, there it is. That's proper. Wow. Atmospheric or what, right? Yeah, he's been using this feature in his tunnel. Goodness me, that sounds crazy loud. Oh, and then it stopped. Pretty cool though, right? Custom sounds on Hermitcraft.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I put my own records in there. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I thought I was talking to myself. But is there like a viable alternative to us killing one another on this server?
I'm working on a system, but it requires quite a bit of crafting and it's expensive.
Huh. Okay.
Yes, it's more so you take your life in your own hands, sort of thing.
Yeah, I just saw you use a rocket. Are you thinking about like explosive rockets?
Yes. So I did some testing. And I'm gonna make this later, for a shop I'm making. But you stand on a wither rose, walk in, crossbow a full blast, like the 7-star rocket on yourself.
Yes.
And you get the head.
Sweet. Have you got some of those rockets on you right now?
I don't know. I could probably make one real quick. Would you want to test it?
Yeah, let's make one. You know, the Wither Rose and all the other stuff sounds a little overcomplicated. Can't
It is,
you
yes.
stand in a little box? Oh, is it for the fun of it then?
Yeah, standing in the box is for fun. The Wither Rose, actually, like one rocket takes you down to 1 heart. So one little tap on the Wither Rose, that makes sure you get all of it.
Let's see.
Let's see. I've got a big mess up here.
I mean, this is not enough room for storage. This would drive me mad.
I'm working with what I got. Okay. Yeah,
Man,
you
how
can't.
do you live in
There's
this?
no-
This is like one of those challenges. Can I live inside a 3x3 box?
Yeah. That's my life. That's my life right now.
You got to sell it like, oh, it's cozy though.
Yeah, it's real cozy. I love it.
Right, so I want to get my
Where'd you
health
go?
down, but like, you know,
Yeah.
not too
Yeah.
much. So, oh god,
Yeah.
that might be too much. I landed on my bed. Gosh darn it! I've taken no damage.
There you go.
Right, another landing like that, and I'll be golden.
Okay.
Eh.
And then do you need a block above you?
Yeah, I was gonna stand under the tree.
Okay.
Dang it! I am bad at taking damage. Why don't you just punch
Right.
me a bunch of times? You know, I got
Okay.
5 hearts. Yep. There we go. That's gonna be good. I got 1 heart, right?
Okay.
So where should you
Yes.
put this block? Right.
Right
Use
there.
the right rocket.
But we wanted to say that killed by you, so you can manually do it yourself, right?
Yes. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
And it works because I can see the head on the ground. I totally forgot to set my spawn. I put the bed down. I did the smart thing. Dang it.
You had to walk the whole way.
Yeah. Where's my pickup service?
no! Hold on. Let me get your stuff. Your wings.
You're over there with wings and rockets. You could have dropped them off. It's okay. The fresh air, you know, it gave me some time to think. You know what would be perfect for you?
What?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Poison potions, right?
Yes. There's a
So-
lot of crafting, though. I mean, I guess these rockets are a lot of crafting, but here's what's crazy. You got your head. Your head's sitting right
Yes.
there. Even though you just only went off with a bang. I thought you had to be killed by somebody to get your player head.
We got a visitor. Yeah, so I think I was killed by myself. What was the death message?
It just said went off with a
It
bang.
did, but it
Yeah.
worked, right?
It worked, yes. But try this. So here's what my thing is. Wither Rose, and then I'm gonna load this up.
Okay,
This
am I
is
gonna
quick. Maybe
get get picked up this time? Wait, no. I'll do this. I'll
Set
use
your
this.
spawn first.
That's it.
Yeah. There you go.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Oh, I'm
Wait,
withering.
take this now. Now
Oh.
shoot yourself. Shoot the ground. Bang.
I also went off with a bang. So it works both ways.
It works both ways.
does.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Oh, just a heart. So you need a little bit of health knocked off, unfortunately.
That's what the Wither Rose
Yeah.
is for. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best I've found.
Well, here's an idea for you, right? You could have
Yeah.
an automatic little brewer of redstone. It can make poison potions, maybe poison level 2. And then, you know, you walk in, step on a pressure plate, so you get poisoned, and it throws you a
Yes.
rocket, and it's like super quick. Then you're like, bang, right?
Boom, bang, bow.
Respawn
Yes.
at your bed
And then you don't
outside,
have to-
walk back in. Do the same thing again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what do you think is harder? What's harder to do? The 7 power rockets or the
I'm
potions?
thinking, like, what other forms of damage are there? Like full damage, right? So if you're going to come back to your bed, then
Make
you
your
could
bed up
simply...
tall, high.
Yeah, your shop could have a pit. So you go through a door, it gives you the rocket, you fall to the bottom, although you need to be like under a block to use the rocket. But then your health has come down, and then you quickly respawn up the top again.
It's a pretty good idea. Now, are you thinking of doing the quest? Because I'm not doing the quest of build a head shop. Or
Right?
like,
Is that a
collect your
quest?
own
Because
head
I am in the process of getting my head to join in the Arc of Champions and try and get the
Yes.
most shards I can.
Yeah, I'm only doing it for selfish reasons. I'm just doing it to get my own player head. If you wanted to make, I think there's a quest to make a machine to like efficiently get your player head.
I will totally go for that. Because my brain's ticking over right now. I'm thinking about other ways
think
you
it
can
is, yes.
trick the game into making the player drop their head. So there might be something even more simple, right? I'll have to think about it.
Yes. I think if anybody could figure it out, it's you.
That is what I'm going to do for the rest of the day now.
Yeah.
I know it. It's like I got
Yes.
the itch. I've got to
Yes.
suss this one out.
Yeah.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah, of course. Did I fulfill my murdering needs?
You did. Well, only you know
Yes.
that. You and your murderous ways.
Yeah.
Although technically I murdered myself a couple of times, so who knows?
You kind of did. I just talked you into it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. See you
Of
around.
course. See you, brother.
So with that, not only do we get to put our head up top, we have to put it down there as well. We've now got a new scratch to itch. I absolutely want to do that quest so I can put more shards in here, and I'm really curious as to some of the ideas that we just discussed, if they're possible or not. Anyway, let's chuck these in here, and now let's try and get our hands on another shard. And I'm kind of curious to how some of the other hermits are doing. That's Cub Fan. We got B-Dubs himself just over here. Oh, quite a few. And I'm looking for the hermit with the most, and I think it's Tango. I think Tango has sort of been moved to the center because he has the most. That's quite a few. So here it is. This one. Yes, build a player head collector for quests. This, my friends, is going to be our new goal. Also, only for B-Dubs. What's in here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay then, so we're going to build a contraption that will let players or hermits get their hermit heads for the Arch of Champions, and I've been investigating the different types of damage in this game. And TNT, guaranteed kill. It also drops your head, as you can see right here. Other means of damage can include an instant damage potion. Once again, we get our heads. And the third method that I have found involves a bow and arrow. And there it is. Now with the bow and arrow, it's a bit of a pain to sort of shoot up and shoot back down, and wow. What's going on right there? And the splash potion are harming, well, it requires, multiple potions or to give the player poison or the wither effect before to bring their health down enough. And this is where I really like B-Dubs' idea because it's pretty simple. You stand on the spot, you use the firework rocket, and it does a really effective amount of damage. You can also stand on a fence gate like this, or fence post should I say, and you'll actually take a little bit more damage because you're kind of closer to the explosion source. And so I think the end result of what we're doing is going to look something like this. You've got the bed for the respawn, hoppers to collect your head and put it in the barrel so you don't have to walk back into this, which is going to give you the poison effect and the firework rocket. Now this does mean you have to wait a little bit, but it shouldn't be too long compared to the TNT, and then you can do this and hey presto. What I didn't do is set my spawn at this bed, and where do we respawn? On the pressure plate. Well, that's something I'll obviously make sure doesn't happen. Now, we haven't mentioned TNT much, and that's because I initially ruled it out, but as I thought about it more, I realized I was thinking, let's say, in the wrong direction. So one of those that I thought was that this was slow, you need a flint and steel, and then you can't pick up the items because of the hopper minecart getting exploded. You also can't use something else to activate this. It has to be activated by a player. If you use a redstone signal, it's not going to drop a head. So once the player dies, the flint and steel on player head gets left behind, and to be fair, they might actually sort of land in and around this area, but if we use water, it means that we don't have to worry about stuff getting blown up. So the player can stand there in the middle, and then the hopper below isn't destroyed. Now I like the idea of having something that gives the player the flint and steel and the TNT on their way in, but it might not just play out like that. Let's now see if the damage is the same. It is, and then we respawn in this contraption. Now I will do more tests, but it looks like this thing picked up, well, it didn't get the flint and steel. I've got keep inventory on this server, dang it. So a couple of my tests have confirmed, if we respawn, that the flint and steel will survive. I've then resorted to adding this glass around the edge, so when you respawn, it's sort of in front of the contraption. So somewhere we can provide a chest with a bunch of TNT and flint and steel, and then the heads automatically go into the barrel. And so with a clear opportunity to build something really dark and interesting looking around this blow yourself up machine, we should put it underground and turn this into something to marvel at. It is now a new day on the server, which means a new daily quest for us. And you'll find out in a minute why I should really take this one, where I can get some diamonds from buying something for a shop. But today I'm feeling on the adventurous side. We are going to take some diamonds and complete a Minecraft advancement. Now, I can barely remember the last time I focused on getting any advancements. I think the how did we get here for all the potion effects, we did that in Season 5. But the one I'm going to do today is this. Hit the bullseye from 30 meters away. So there's our bullseye, and over here I've counted 30 blocks. And this is where you get to have a little fun. Make a prediction. Like, how many attempts is it going to take me to get a bullseye? Oh, look at that. So very, very close to a bullseye. Okay, we're getting close. I can feel it. No, that looked really bad. Attempt number 10. Okay. One of those kind of looks like a bullseye to me. Dang it. Maybe I'm not standing far enough back. And again, I'd argue that shot was very, very close. This advancement is like a real pain in the bum. The whole point of this was to get an easy shard, and now I'm eating up valuable time. We've got an important job to do for the depot, so I'm going to big brain this one. That's how I'm going to frame what we're going to do next. So I'm going to shoot this block in the middle a whole bunch of times, and when we remove it, that's going to give us a bullseye for sure, right? Alright, we need a little bit of scaffolding as well, but here we go. How does that not count as a bullseye? Ah! I mean, dang it. I think this advancement is broken. Okay, I'm getting all kinds of cheaty now using the zoom, and this thing... Look, the randomization just means it's not going to land right in the middle anytime soon. Look, I can't be doing this all day, and my bow is about to break, so I officially give up. And by giving up, I win! Because I got an advancement, right? Well, major distractions aside, I need to fill up all of these barrels, right? And that means lots of trips back and forth from my storage area. And so I'm going to invest a considerable portion of the diamonds that I have left for some shulker shells. This is 1 diamond block for 16, so here we go. Okay then, so back here at the storage system, I have this annoying little opening over here, because I just got tons of items I don't know where to put. And now you can see what the depot is for. I want other hermits to, you know, grab this stuff if they just happen to need a stupid amount of any of these materials. So we got all of these, and between episodes, I'm going to be transporting them over there to the depot to be given away for free and made use of by other hermits. And with that, we come to the end of this one. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, as thanks as always for your support, and I'll see you soon with another episode of Hermitcraft. Bye bye.